Sorry, guys. Instrument I play. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Joey Cole. It is my pleasure to serve as your service leader this morning. A couple of announcements before we get started. There is no video this morning. We are having technical issues. However, there is audio. So there still are people listening to you. Watch what you say. Although you can probably blame it on somebody else because they can't see you. Anyway, I just want to welcome all of you to the University Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. As I said, my name is Joey Cole, and I will be your service leader this morning. I haven't done this for a while. I've been taking a small hiatus from this wonderful task. Good save, right? From this wonderful task. So if I'm a little nervous, it's because I haven't been up here for a while. That said, I want to welcome all of you here this morning. We have an amazing program today, and I'm sure you'll all be happy that you came. I want to start with committee moments. This is anything to do with the business of the community, and anybody who, events that are coming up. We are a very active group, as you will see very soon. So without further ado, they'll introduce themselves.
Thank you, Joey. Hi, David McElroy. Tomorrow night is the men's support group here, 6:30. It's potluck. We'd love for all the men who have been with us in the past or would like to join us, talk to me afterwards. But I will not be here tomorrow, but Carl has graciously decided to help us lead the group. So anyway, you can talk to me or Carl about tomorrow night if you'd like information on it and you haven't been. Thank you.
John Mowbray on behalf of Facilities and Grounds with my boss. Wants to say something. Do you want me to go first? Okay. Yesterday was a work day. I just wanted to thank the folks that showed up. Peter Carlson, Paula Despang, Amy, Lorraine Williams, Derek Catlin, Lori Strell, and Carl Packham. I was here too. But again, every third Saturday of the month is work day. So if you see something around here that needs fixing or something you want to take on, we'd love to have the help. And we'll do announcements throughout the next few weeks. So thank you.
I wanted to add on to that because I think sometimes if you haven't been to work day, you think, oh God, it sounds like a lot of yard work, because he likes yard work. I wanted to tell you that I watched Lori for like 45 minutes, our new hospitality lead, clean each and one of the coffee cups of their stains. I just thought I needed to share that because I was watching her and going, wow, like that's care. So if you're drinking coffee, raise a glass to Lori who cleaned your cup, like extra.
My name is Ann Packham. I'm here for two committees, one just the board. Next Sunday is our quarterly meeting. It'll be here in the sanctuary. It'll be short, so any committee chairs that want to have anything shared in the slide presentation, please send to me by 5 o'clock on Wednesday, because I'm working on the slides Wednesday evening. And then on behalf of the women's group, we are not meeting this Friday. And I think Roberta and I, through a series of communications, have really talked about needing to move the leadership to the women's group to somebody else. We're both kind of tapped out, and so if you're interested in considering running the women's group, it literally is whatever you make it. So see me after, or Roberta, and talk about that.
Margie with membership. Next Sunday, also, we're having not UU 101, Pathway to Membership meeting. If you've already attended UU 101 and you're interested in becoming a member, our next ceremony for the induction of members will be September 11th, the water ceremony. Thank you. And but we'll have a meeting next Sunday, the 28th, right after services, down in the library, and hope to see you there. And also, Nicole Lee has graciously agreed to join us on the membership committee. Yay, Nicole, because we need the help. So thank you, Nicole.
Hi, Lori Streel, Hospitality. September 11th is the water ceremony. We're also having a potluck. So in the weekly newsletter, we'll talk about, we haven't got a theme yet or anything, but I do need some volunteers for setup and breakdown. Actually, more for breakdown than setup. I'll put a piece of paper on the counter there, and if anyone who's willing to help us on the 11th, please sign up. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Chloe McElroy. I'm here for Millennial Plus Group. We are doing a Millennial Plus group on August 25th. That's a Thursday at 6:30 here at the church. It will be a potluck, so bring drinks or food or snacks, whatever you feel most encompasses what you would like. And Millennial Plus Group is open to anyone 21 and up that feels like they identify as a Millennial Plus. We welcome Gen Xers or anybody who feels like they belong there. So 6:30 here at the church, Thursday the 25th? Hold on, sorry. 25th. That's what I said, I believe. Sorry, I didn't. My phone unlocks with my face, and my face is not here right now. 25th. Thursday the 25th, 6:30 here at the church.
Good morning. I'm really excited about the potluck. It's been 2 years since we've had them, so it's a great community event. So Kelly Buchanan, I'm here on behalf of the Congregational Read, our book club. Just a reminder that it does start next Tuesday, the 23rd. It's going to be on Zoom.
That's this Tuesday.
This coming Tuesday. I think it starts at 6 o'clock, from 6 to 7:30 if we need to go that long. The title of the book is An Indigenous People's History, told by the indigenous people. The author is Roxanne Dunbar Ortiz. So if you need more information, please let me know. We already have about 10 people that are interested, so it's going to be a pretty large group. Also, it's going to be a read aloud format. So it's not like you have to read in advance. We're going to read during the session. Thank you.
And on behalf of a new program that we are starting very soon, we are going to be offering an adult OWL class. We had the idea to give a little intro thing during the potluck, but we didn't know there was going to be a potluck. So just stay tuned. OWL, if you are not familiar, is Our Whole Lives, and it is a sexuality course. And so this is the first time, as far as I know, that we've ever offered an adult OWL class. So, yeah. Well, that's true. You could either do potluck or sex. I mean, you know, sorry, I couldn't resist. Okay. I know. Did you? Yeah. Oh, well. All right. When I searched for my opening words this week, I went to my tried and true, the internet. But what I found, I was looking for encouragement words for caregivers, that kind of thing. And a lot of book titles came up and other websites popped up, but nothing I really felt like was really appropriate. So I decided to share some personal experience. Many of you know that in January of this year, my husband Joe, who is 78, had a second knee replacement. We were told that he would be up and out of the hospital the next day. That didn't happen. And for the next 5 to 6 months of extensive rehab, I became his primary caregiver 24/7. Those months turned out to be the most difficult time of my life, bar none. Most of you have heard me joke that there's a reason I did not become a nurse. I am not comfortable in this role. I'm really not, and that makes me feel guilty. Yes, I know that's not logical, but feelings are often not logical. I feel inadequate in this task, and that is more than discouraging. It's really depressing. In May, I suffered my first ever anxiety attack. I couldn't get my breath. It was terrifying, absolutely terrifying. I've cried myself to sleep more times than I care to share as I try to cope with this new role. The love and support that I have received from the people in this church and the forgiveness for when I screw up has been the only thing that's really kept me sane. So I want you to never underestimate the impact of on others who are trying to cope in difficult circumstances, the impact that you have. Fortunately, here, the support is palpable. Our service today and our lunch and learn that follows is designed to help those of us who have become caregivers, and I, for one, am extremely grateful to the Pastoral Care Committee for arranging this service. And now, what are we doing next? Opening music. Lighting the chalice. Are we going to do music first? I thought we were going to do music first. Oh, we did that? Okay. We will, I see. All right. Help. And please silence your electronic devices. Now we'll have our lighting of the chalice. This is something that we do every week to get us started in our shared sacred space. Our chalice lighter this morning is Chase, and Chase is excited about about going camping, which he did recently, and getting a haircut afterwards. Thank you, Chase. And now if you'll join me in the words that are on the screen. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. And now we'll recite in unison our affirmation. Please think about these words as you say them. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth and love, and to help one another. And to help one another. I'd like to welcome any guests that we have today. If you have not been with us before, you can already see we're not the most traditional church service. We're not the most traditional church. However, we welcome you to here today. This is a very vibrant community, a serving community, and certainly a welcoming community. So we're happy that you're with us. We do invite you to come back several times if you're interested, because our services vary tremendously from week to week. So we have a part-time minister who is with us 2 Sundays a month. And then we also have speakers from academia, or in today's case, we have a wonderful speaker from the Alzheimer's Dementia Resource Center. So it's both educational and also spiritual in many ways. So please come back several times to get the full breadth of what we are as a group. Okay, so it is time now for Joy's. While we are welcoming, let us welcome those next to us too. Those people that are close to us. Please welcome each other. Oh, well. Hate to bring you back again, but we need to move on. At this time, we have in our service, we do a segment called Joys and Concerns. It's where if you have a joy that you'd like to share and celebrate with other people, we'd love to hear it. If you have a concern or something that is weighing on your heart and you want to share that as well, we are happy to help you carry that burden too. So please, if you have a joy or concern, you are welcome to come to the microphone now, and I will drop a pebble for each person.
Hi, David McElroy. I have a concern and some joys. The concern is that my oldest daughter, Caitlin, now has COVID. She did get the antiviral, thank you, I never can remember what that is. But she's got Crohn's disease, so it was really hit her pretty hard. So if you could just keep her in your thoughts, we'd appreciate it. The joys is that we just got back from a trip to Minnesota and Wisconsin to see relatives. It was 50 degrees in certain places. We were very cold. One of the nice things is that my sister passed at 59 in 2004, and we were able to sprinkle some of the ashes from my mom and my stepdad at her site. So that was very nice. And the other joy is that my friend Tamara and her friend Andrea are here today. We really appreciate them coming. And thanks.
Hi, I'm Susie Messler-Evans. My joy is, well, sadly, I will not be here next week, but the joy is the reason why. My friend Keegan, who I have known for 7 years, is getting married. And so I'm going to Texas to go to her wedding. It will be the first time we've met, because we've been playing Dungeons & Dragons online for years. And so I'll be going to Texas for the first time and meeting her and seeing her get married. And our friend Kai, who's also in the group with us, is coming down from Boston to go to the wedding as well. And we're all reeling from the fact that one of us is actually getting married, and I will finally get confirmation that Keegan's twin sister actually exists. I'll finally find out, and I'm really looking forward to finally meeting her. And Kai and I have been texting all week, and we're both gonna cry during the wedding. Like, we both accept it. So that's my joy.
Hi, I'm Lindsay, and I am in the process of moving. So I have moved out of my house, sold it, and I will be moving into my house this week, and I'm staying in a friend's house in between time. And my dog won't eat. He doesn't like being at this other place, and I made him some sausage this morning so he loved it. But he's being very picky about this. But fortunately, I have friends. I'm staying with a friend at her house. Robert and his truck are here today to help me transport stuff. Lori is helping me shorten the curtains. I am so grateful for my friends that are making this move much easier. And I will be only 5 minutes from the church once I move. Yay!
Okay, my name is Jules, and tomorrow at noon I have an interview at a child care center, and I am very excited, but I'm also a little nervous, so.
I'm Lorraine Williams. Many of you know that 15 months ago I had grandsons born that weighed 3 pounds and 3 pounds and 2 ounces. So now they're 15 months old. They're both walking. They are as cute as they can be. They are fully functional. Thank you. Thank you. I also have in the same family a granddaughter in the 4th grade who is absolutely a delightful child. And then there's the 6th grader who is now in middle school, has every answer to every question. In fact, doesn't even need to be asked because she knows it all already. So it was quite an exciting week, and I'm so glad to be home.
Good morning, Michelle Flores. So I've kind of got joys and concerns. There's just so much going on right now, which is great. But a couple of the concerns are there's like some health issues that we're not real sure about going on in the family right now. And so like just kind of the nervousness of waiting for results and all that kind of stuff. So keep your positive thoughts would be great. And then my son, who moved out earlier this year, which I was super, super excited about, and he has his girlfriend planned, and they did great, and they put away a bunch of money and stuff, and then they both lost their jobs. They work for the same company, and the company like sold to another company in Arizona, and so like they gave like a month's notice, like bye-bye. So my son is still in the process of looking for a job. His girlfriend has already found one, which is great, very exciting. But yeah, so like lots of really great things happening, but also like some concern stuff. So thank you.
Hello. I found a way to save hundreds of dollars a year on my insurance. It's called a wind mitigation examination. If you get that done to your house, your insurance company may cut your insurance bill by, for me, it was hundreds of dollars a year. And one more little thing, I saw a sexist sign when I was driving in today. That's it. It's a giant orange sign that says men working.
John Mowbray on behalf of the band and the choir. Just wanted to recognize that Stephanie and Sonny are a little bit under the weather. They're not performing with us, which leads me to the third concern. You can see we have some virtual musicians today, so we appreciate y'all's forbearance.
Virtual musicians. I was wondering where the drums were coming from. That's so cool. Hi, I'm Chloe McElroy again. I think I was walking out to get something from my purse when my dad was sharing his concern. I think he mentioned that my sister has COVID. That also means that I'm getting a lot more phone calls from her because she's very bored. So if you guys have any ideas or things you can do while you're at home that maybe distracts her from calling me more than 4 or 5 times a day. Love her to death, but she is calling me a lot. And she asked me this morning if that was okay if she called me a lot, and it is okay that she calls me a lot. But I would like her to have other things to do, so I might get her some activity books or whatnot. But if anybody has any ideas of what you did when if you had COVID or if you had friends that had COVID to distract yourself, I'll be in the back if y'all want to come talk to me. And then I actually started a job at the Orlando Rep yesterday. I'm a house manager for their next coming season, so I'll be there every Saturday and Sunday. So if you have kids that like theater and you love me, you could always come see me on Saturday and Sundays at the Orlando Rep.
Thank you. Now, if we could just take a moment or two of quiet so we can contemplate those joys and concerns who remain unspoken, but still in our hearts. Thank you. And now my favorite part of the whole service, and that is Judith Stein-Farrell, who is our RE director and will be doing Time for All Ages this morning.
I love that I'm the favorite part. Don't tell Reverend Tracy that. She's on a plane, so she won't see this. This morning, Time for All Ages. We have a lot of people in the audience recently that may not be aware of what Time for All Ages is. It's sort of a bridging part of the service where the message is related to what's going to happen up there with our guests this morning, and relates in some way to what that message is usually, and is approachable for younger audiences as well as us old fogies. I'm putting myself in that number. This message this morning, as far as I'm concerned, is related to our 7th principle. Maddie, 7th principle. No, I put Maddie. See, okay. Who knows our 7th principle? Hold on, let me see if someone not in RE knows the 7th principle. I see Chloe, but may I ask Joey first, and then you can give the kids version. Yes, Joey.
The interconnected web.
The interconnected web of all existence of which we are a part. What is the children's version, Chloe? We care for Earth's lifeboat. In both cases, it means that we need to take care, right, of what we do matters, because when we don't take care of things here, something over there falls apart. The interconnected web is if you look at a spider web, right? And we did this in the sanctuary months ago. When you pull on one piece of a spider web, it tells the spider what's going on the other side, right? So that's why we use that. So I'm going to tell you a story, a little piece of folklore that you have heard perhaps from, or you will recognize from a variety of cultures. You might have heard it out of Buddhist literature. You might have you may have heard it out of Jewish culture, and you may have seen it in biblical scripture. You may have heard it in your own personal family history. A long, long time ago, in lands that are colder than Florida in the winter, there were these two woodcutters. Any kids out there want to tell me what a woodcutter is? Any adults want to tell me what a woodcutter is? Okay, so a logger, probably a logger, someone who goes out into the forest, cuts down wood, trees, and cuts up logs, because in those parts of the world where winter is cold, they don't use fireplaces for decoration, they use it to warm life. And just out of a little piece of knowledge, the average 1,000-foot home in winter takes about 3 cords of wood, which is 4 by 4 by 8 feet, or 4 by 8 by 4 feet, just so you know. Anyway, so these two woodcutters are going out into the forest to cut down wood for the community for the long winter ahead. And they're getting out there, and they're having fun, and they're saying, okay, I'm going to cut more wood than you. And the one woodcutter says, Andy says to woodcutter Meredith, I'm going to cut more wood than you. And Meredith goes, no, you're not. I'm going to cut a larger amount of wood than you. So they decide to have a contest, of course, right? From the time they start to the time they end at the end of the day, they're going to go about doing their work, and at the end of the day, find out who cut more wood. So Andy, and they go 1, 2, 3, start. And they go to work, and by the way, long time ago, they didn't have chainsaws. So, right, so they're using, what are they using? Axes, and maybe hand saws, right? So they're going to work, and Andy and they're both chopping away on their parts of the forest. And Andy's going chop, 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 and about an hour into it, you can hear all the noise going from both sides, and Andy suddenly realized he can only hear himself chopping the wood. And he said, what the heck is going on? And he says, I bet Meredith got tired, and they took a break. So I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to chop the most wood, and goes back to it. And suddenly, about 10 minutes later, here's Meredith chopping away again. And Andy hears, so they're both chopping away, and an hour and a half later, Andy notices that it's quiet over there again. Meredith is so tired, that wood pile is going to be this high, right? So Andy keeps going, it's getting tired, but they keep going on and chopping the wood and putting it in the pile, and this keeps going on all day. Every hour or so, Andy notices the sound over there, stops. But Andy's going at it. End of the day, 5 o'clock, bell rings. They get together and they say, okay, let's go see how we did. And they walk over to Andy's pile, and Andy's got a fair amount of wood, about yay high, right? Then they walk over to, and Andy's going, see how much I chopped? And Meredith goes, yeah, that's pretty good. So they walk over to Meredith's pile, and Meredith's pile is about this much higher, this much longer. And he goes, what? How did that happen? You were not chopping all day. I was chopping all day. And it was hard work, and as the day went on, I got more and more tired, and it just got harder and harder to make the wood break apart. And what were you doing that made, even though you were taking breaks? Meredith said, well, every hour or so I stopped, I took a sip of water, put a little food in my stomach, and I sharpened my axe. Yeah, so. Right, it's good. It's a good. So, what does that say? Anybody want to tell me what the message is in that message? Michelle, say it again. Take care of yourself. Somebody else? Amy. Don't forget to take care of your tools. Anybody else? Yeah. Work smart and not hard. Thank you, Lori. Is this a real story, by the way? It's folklore, right? But folklore or scriptural tales tell us messages that relate to things we do in real life. It's a parable. That's exactly. It's a teaching story. And they come from all different sources. And sometimes you've heard a similar story from different sources. And that, my point in that is, we are Unitarian Universalists. We have 6 sources, one of which says, scriptures and stories from a lot of different places. So there you are. The message today is, what you do matters. How you do it matters, and it affects you and it affects the wider world. Thank you.
That was wonderful. Thank you. We are a very generous group, and we are going to have our interlude and offering now. We did get the baskets. I was concerned about that. They will be passed around. Those of you that give online, I don't know whether you got them, but when you come in, there are little, little things in the front. I don't know what they're called anyway. You can put them in to show that you are indeed, because people feel like they want to show that they are contributing. And during that, we're going to hear the song, I'll Be There. That's wonderful. And now we will have our children's recessional. That means they leave. Okay, and if you'll join me. We love you and bless you and send you on your way. We love you and bless you today and every day. How nice. Okay, and now for the adult part. Okay, today's speaker is from, as I said previously, is from the Alzheimer's Dementia Resource Center. Her name is Ashley Gravatte. Did I say it right? Okay. She is a graduate of Boston Conservatory and the Mount Clair State University. She is a program specialist there and a certified trainer, a PAC certified trainer. She's going to explain what that is. She will entertain questions at the end if you're not staying for the lunch and learn. If you are staying for the lunch and learn, we're going to try to keep it kind of, don't overdo it, I guess is what I'm saying, that we'll be able to go into more depth at the lunch and learn. But if you do have questions and you're not going to be here, she will entertain questions at the end of her talk. And now, without further ado, Ashley.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me today. My name is Ashley Gravatte. I am the Program Specialist and Positive Approach to Care Certified Trainer at the Alzheimer's and Dementia Resource Center. Our offices are in Winter Park. And in Central Florida, or in the state of Florida, there are over 800,000 family caregivers who are caring for someone living with some form of dementia. Over 800,000 family caregivers. And ADRC, the Alzheimer's and Dementia Resource Center, for over 37 years, we strive to provide education, support, and empowerment to family members as they travel through this voyage of dementia. And we do this at no cost to the caregivers. All of our services are free of charge. We accomplish this through care coaching sessions, workshops, support groups, information and resource guidance, as well as providing best practices and up-to-date tools and resources needed to instill confidence in the caregiver while maintaining their own health. We are continuously monitoring service gaps in our community and working towards filling those gaps. One service that really sets us apart from similar organizations is our care coaching offering. This is a scheduled one-on-one session for the family member, either in person or by phone, and we discuss what's going on with your loved one. We devise a personalized plan and roadmap to develop and navigate for their new role as a caregiver. Caregivers are encouraged to come back as the conditions change to address their concerns and receive updated support and guidance. Each team member at ADRC really brings a unique set of skills, strengths, and many years of experience in the field of dementia-related care. Families are also coached on the Positive Approach to Care by Teepa Snow. This approach is about living well and fostering what the person living with dementia still has rather than focusing on what has been lost. And Teepa teaches us that until there is a cure, there is care. And with the right care and the right support, they can really shine. We teach about the 6 gems of brain change and the fluidity between them as the disease progresses. ADRC will soon become a designated Positive Approach to Care organization, and this will allow us to broaden our reach in providing education and compassionate care to groups and organizations caring for those living with Alzheimer's disease. We facilitate 7 monthly support groups in Orange and Seminole counties, and we offer a variety of specific needs. We have a men's group, we have a Spanish-speaking group, we have Fanny's Friends, which is for adult daughters and adult granddaughters. Michael's Moments is our group for young onset dementia, young onset Alzheimer's disease, and 3 groups that are open to anyone caring for someone living with dementia or related Alzheimer's disease. Through Zoom and community locations such as this, we offer Embrace the Moment workshops. These are standalone 1 to 2 hour classes on specific topics such as grief, music and memory, meditation, when words don't work, planning for the holidays, and much more. Savvy Caregiver is a 6-week series intended for family members caring for their loved one at home. The strategies and skill building learned in this evidence-based series have been shown to decrease stress in the caregiver and the person receiving the care. We also have Beyond Savvy Caregiver. This is a 4-week series focusing solely on the caregiver, which helps them with stress reduction and resiliency building through journaling, meditation, and healthy eating. CORE is an acronym for Controlling Our Risk Every Day. This is a 4-week prevention series that provides science-based lifestyle interventions to help reduce the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. Embrace the Moment excursions are a really fun offering that we try to do on a quarterly basis. And this is an opportunity for the caregiver dyad, the person that they are caring for, to come out into the community and experience something fun. A local museum exhibition, Winter Park boat tours, a special event. We provide lunch. And this is really a wonderful opportunity for both the caregiver and the person living with dementia to experience something new, and for caregivers to connect and meet one another. We offer referral guidance and resource topics such as memory assessment centers, assisted living communities that have a dedicated memory care, elder law specialists, geriatric physicians, and in-home services, and much more. We work closely with the State of Florida Brain Bank. The only way to get a confirmation of or an accurate diagnosis for Alzheimer's disease and related dementia is through a brain autopsy. The Florida Brain Bank Research Program is dedicated to the coordination of brain tissue donations for critical scientific research seeking a cure for Alzheimer's disease and related dementias. Through ADRC's partnership with Mount Sinai Medical Center in Miami, we coordinate donor enrollment for the Florida Brain Bank Research Study across 21 counties throughout central and northern Florida. The comprehensive post-mortem neuropathology report is provided to the family and reviewed by the ADRC Brain Bank Program Manager, and this is a very critical piece of medical history. We also have a new podcast. You can download that. It's called Informed Aging. There's more information over on the table over here. And twice a month, Edith and Robin discuss topics on health, help, and hard decisions for older adults. And this month, they covered the benefits of gratitude, and they interviewed geriatrician Dr. Rosemary Laird. We can only do what we do because of our generous donors, grants, community collaboration, and supporters like you. You are not alone. We are here to help. Reach out. Thank you so much for hearing about ADRC and what we have to offer. I'll go more in depth about types of dementia, a little bit about prevention, more about what we do at ADRC. And over here I have some materials about our support groups, where they meet, what time. Our upcoming workshop is called Difficult Choices, and you can view that via Zoom. I also ask, if you are here today and you don't mind, we have a form over there for signatures, and with every signature we receive, we get government funding, and that just helps us continue our mission. You don't have to put any other identifying information, just a signature. So thank you, and I hope to see you after the service.
Just more of a comment. Thank you so much for doing this, because I think it's so important. I've been promoting this on my Facebook page for a long time.
Thank you.
When my father was alive, he had Parkinson's for 17 years, and then I think it was 17 or 18 years, he got Lewy body disease. Mm-hmm. So as people know, with memory disorders, that was a lot of care.
Yeah.
And he was falling down a lot because he thought he should get up, and University of Tampa was doing a lot of studies on him and said, well, his brain is really pretty far ahead for someone who thinks who shouldn't be walking around as much. So it was really hard for my stepmother to kind of navigate his falling and getting up. So she became kind of, exhausted like all caregivers do. And then she went to a caregiving group who that really helped her a lot in Tampa. And then when my father passed away, she became a caregiver support system. So it's really important that people do get help if they're suffering with
Yes.
non-support. And I also wanted to emphasize, too, that my father, before he died, donated his brain to Mayo Clinic.
Awesome.
So I encourage people to do that because I think back then they couldn't diagnose Lewy body without an autopsy.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yes.
my mother-in-law, they think she had Lewy body, but she didn't donate her brain. So I just encourage people to seriously consider that for the brain bank.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Any others? There were some other hands. Okay. All right, I see Paula.
For as long as I've known Alzheimer's is a thing that even exists, the thing I've heard most frequently is use it or lose it. Is that still what's most needed, or what you could best do to protect whatever you've got?
Yes, I mean, there are a lot of preventative things, and some of it is using your brain in different ways. One thing we often recommend is to pick up a new instrument, or if you've never been a musician before, that really activates and works a different part of the brain than you're used to using. So it's something as simple as a ukulele or piano. Later in life, that is a really great tool, but yes, it is important to use. There is no cure, there is no way to even really slow progression, but there are things that you can do to reduce the risk or kind of, push it back a little bit. Yes, yes. And I'll talk a little bit more about what you can do to be more preventative actions after the service. Yes.
There are programs, as you say, that are available for the caregivers, but I also think about the legions of people in the memory centers that take care of these people, and their spirits must flag. It must be a very difficult job, and you wonder what kind of programs are available to give them uplift as well as training.
Are you talking about paid caregivers in memory care settings?
Yes.
Okay, so that is another thing that we offer, and through becoming a positive approach to care organization, just a couple of weeks ago, Edith and I went into a local assisted living memory care community, and we coached the staff. We taught them, how to interact with someone living with dementia, things to consider. We did a lot of hands-on. Something very simple is just to bring your hand in front of your face because of field of vision and say hello and introduce yourself before you provide any type of care. So that's one basic skill that we teach caregivers. So yes, thank you for bringing that up. As much as we foster and kind of work with non-paid caregivers, we are trying to move into coming into communities and things like that.
Hi, Ashley.
Hello.
Kelly Buchanan. So what's the difference? I mean, how can you tell, like for an example, I forget where I put my keys today. And, I forget what I told Ann Packham yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I know that, that's just because I'm getting older or if I have dementia? I mean, can you self-diagnose? Do you have to go to a certain place to get, what does that look like?
That's a great question. You definitely need a professional diagnostic testing. They do a whole workup. But to ease your mind, so I would say the difference between losing your car keys is normal aging and memory change, but maybe thinking that someone came in and stole your keys, or do you understand? So like maybe you just know that you've lost your keys, you've misplaced them, but then somebody that maybe has dementia might think that there are little minions coming in and taking their keys and putting them someplace else. So that's a basic example I could give is the difference. I do a workshop on the difference between normal and not normal aging. That's a 2-hour workshop, and I use a lot of Teepa Snow's videos, so I could come back and do a workshop on the difference between not normal and not normal aging.
We're to the last question.
Okay.
Hi there, my name is Chloe Hatfield.
With people that are neurodivergent, ADHD, bipolar, we have a bit of memory problems with that. Do you see an increase of dementia and Alzheimer patients that had neurodivergencies before compared to neurotypical people?
I personally haven't seen any studies about that, but it's something I could look into. It's not something we have discussed much about a correlation. Great question, thank you.
Okay.
Is there a genetic test that can indicate whether you have a propensity for Alzheimer's? And I've heard that nobody wants to take it.
There is, thank you. I should have looked that up before, Roy, but yes, there is a test that you can do after the age of 45, and often clinics that do research studies can do that test for you. And there is a genetic component, and I will look it up for the workshop. Yes. Thank you all so much. I really encourage you to look through our resources over there. Please call. We're available during the week, and we have a wide variety of people with different skill sets. I mean, my skill set really has been in music therapy and activities. I was a lifestyle director in many settings through the past 10 years, and everybody else kind of brings something different to the team. So thank you so much.
I'd like to remind you, if you have signed up for the Lunch and Learn, we'd love to have you. If you have not signed up, my guess is you could probably still stay. It's that we are limited in the number of lunches, obviously, because we did have an RSVP. But I invite you to stay if you think your stomach can hold out that long. Are we starting at 12? Is that it? Or 12:30? Oh, as soon as we can turn the room around. Okay. So those of you that want to socialize might want to do that down the hall, maybe in the library, get your coffee, or outside in the memorial garden. That would be lovely. Okay. So that we have time to turn. Yes, Lorraine. Yeah. We could really use the help with getting the tables out and kind of turning the room around after we are finished. Okay, we're going to extinguish the chalice now. If you'll join me with the words on the screen. We extinguish this flame, but not the These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And now we'll have our closing music, my absolute favorite, Lean on Me. Lean on Me.
Sometimes in our lives
call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up that road. I'll share your load if you just call me. Call me if you need a friend. I'm telling you, call me if you need a friend. Get on that phone, call me if you need a friend. Come on now, call me if you need a friend. Just do it, call me. Call me, call
Amazing. Love that. Just love it. Thank you. Thank you both. It's wonderful. Thank you to our wonderful musicians. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. My closing words are all about our pastoral care committee. Most of you know that we have a pastoral care committee. We help out people who need rides to doctor's appointments. We provide transportation to medical appointments. We provide information about support services as we are doing today. We give support and comfort and friendship. We can visit people in the hospital if that's the case. There are all kinds of things that we can do. Sometimes it's meals that we provide. Whatever it is we can do on a limited basis. We are all volunteers, obviously. However, I wanted to make something very clear to you. You're all part of the Pastoral Care Committee. A few weeks ago, we had someone in our community who needed a ride to a medical appointment. None of us were available at that particular time. And we had to call outside of the committee. So if you get a call like that and you can help, we would appreciate it. You need to know this is a community. We're all in this together. Like the words of the affirmation, we help one another. That's very important. So I just wanted to make the final thing here. I wanted to read you our mission statement from the Pastoral Care Committee. In accordance with our first UU principle to affirm the inherent worth and dignity of every person, the pastoral care team strives to be dependable, inclusive, and discreet. We exist to be a ministry of hope and caring for our fellowship. If you need us, don't hesitate to call us. And if we need you, we won't hesitate to call you either. It's going to be a great lunch and learn. Please remember that we need to get the room turned around, so make sure you get your coffee and take it outside. It shouldn't be too awful this early, and maybe down the hall if you need to. Thanks again. And you can be out back between the buildings. There's a